Oh man, it's your boy Henny the Moore reporting live from the liquor store, man. How's everybody doing today? And hey, if I ain't already told y'all good people out there, man, Merry Christmas. I know we're a little late, but I hope everybody enjoyed their holiday. Hope everybody got to spend time and chill with their family. Hope everybody got what they wanted. Hope everything went on without a hitch. And I do appreciate y'all for taking the time out your day to tap in with your boy in the liquor store. So I just spent 3 hours, right? Pretty much 2 hours at the chain, but I just spent about 3 hours breaking down the Dallas Cowboys loss to the Miami Dolphins with landlord from Alabama a little bit ago. So now we're gonna turn the page, man. It's a short week. For the folks that don't remember, we actually play Saturday, so we don't have that much time to prepare for this next game, man. So we're gonna go ahead and dive head first into this matchup against the Detroit Lions. We'll break down the numbers behind them, what matchups may not work, what we can expect, and we'll try to be as thorough as humanly possible, man. So we'll try to get a lot of content in, try to cover all our bases, and we'll try to have a good time over here in the liquor store, man. So y'all just tap in, get you a snack, a refreshment, and we're gonna have a good time tonight, man. We're gonna have a good time. Oh, Joe, what's up with you, man? He said, "What's up, Henny? Sharing your video, pushing like button, slapping lion fans, man." And I see you also went ahead and dropped the 6 championship emojis, man. Thank you for helping us practice manifestation inside the liquor store, man. Salute to you. And hey, y'all know the usual rules and regulations, though. When y'all tap in with your boy Henny the Moore over here in the liquor store, man. First and foremost, man, when you slide on over here, what I need y'all to do is to hit that like button. The likes go a long, long, long way in helping me manipulate this algorithm. Right, the more likes we be getting on these videos, the more these platforms are gonna push us. So if you want the liquor store to do good, you want this content to reach more people, just hit the like button, man. It goes a long way, like I said, and it helps a whole lot, man. It helps more than you know. Also, after you hit that like button, man, the very next thing I need y'all to do for your boy is to hit that share button. And listen, my boy Joe, he already showing y'all the way. We believe in manifestation over here in the liquor store, man. We're trying to manifest that 6th title for the Dallas Cowboys, and not to be too overtly convoluted in what we're trying to say. If you want the Dallas Cowboys to win their 6th title this year, not next year or the year after that, if you want the Dallas Cowboys to win title number 6, right, help us manifest that. Share the content 6 times and drop 6 emojis like my boy Joe Trenchana did, man. We're trying to manifest that 6th title over here in the liquor store, man. And listen, when you're trying to go on a championship run, you're trying to beat all odds. Because listen, there's like a half a dozen teams or a dozen teams that don't even have one singular Super Bowl win. So you're going against all odds to try to win the championship each and every year. So you're gonna need some luck. You're gonna need some bounces to go your way. You're gonna need the luck of the draw. We need all the good, positive energy to go in our direction, man. So help us manifest that 6th title in the liquor store. And when it comes down to sharing it, man, you can share it to anybody. You can share it to 6 family members, 6 friends, 6 co-workers, 6 people you really don't like that much, 6 foes, 6 pimps, 6 hoes. It does not matter. Just share the content 6 times and, help us practice manifestation over here in the liquor store, man. Yo, Paul, what's up with you, man? Thank you for tapping in and showing love to the channel, man. Salute to you. So y'all done hit that like button for me. Y'all done hit that share button. The next thing I need y'all to do, man, I need all y'all to slap the shit out of a Lions fan, man. And hey, it's just the way it gotta be, man. I know some of y'all might got Lion fans in your family. I know some of y'all might live in Michigan and whatnot. But they the op of this week. They the villains of the week. They the next one that gotta get packed up and bunched up, man. So it is what it is. But if you're able to find one, because I don't personally know a Lions fan, they've been horrible most of my life. But if you can find one and you can slap the dog shit out of one, I will, turn right back around and give you half off on everything inside the liquor store, man. And we got exactly what you need to succeed over here, man. We got Cowboys, we got gin, we got hen, and everything else under the sun that can make you sin. So tap in with your boy, Henny the Moore, and come get drunk in the liquor store. What's up, Neil? He said, "What's up, Henny? Bummed out here, man. I slapped myself before checking in. God, dog, don't do that, man. Do not do that. We always gotta slap the ops, man. So what I need you to do, I need you to find the nearest Lions fan and slap the dog shit out of him. I need you to slap the piss out of him, man. Hey, we gonna shake back, man. Like, listen, I know it's hard for us. But you gotta think about it, man. The Dallas Cowboys lost back-to-back games for the first time in over 2 years. It was over 2 calendar years the last time that the Dallas Cowboys lost back-to-back contests. So, I know it's new territory for us. That don't usually happen to the Dallas Cowboys. But do not fret, right? Do not fret. Do not be concerned. Do not be put off by that, man. We still have a very favorable matchup coming. We're gonna be playing at home. This is gonna be the final home game, regular season home game of the season. So it's gonna be big, man. Jimmy Johnson going to the Ring of Honor. By the way, salute to my boy, Mr. Donald Holmes, for winning the Dallas Cowboy versus Lions ticket. So he'll be there live in the building to see Jimmy Johnson get put into the Ring of Honor. So, man, we got a real favorable matchup coming up, man. This is going to be a game that really plays to our strengths, if we're being honest, man. Yo, Lidoria Streams, what's good with you, man? Thank you for tapping in. Double R, what's up with you? Yo, what's up with you? Popeye Peach 187 says still slapping the shit out of Eagles fans. There's never a bad day to not slap an Eagles fan. Now, don't get it twisted. You could always slap an Eagles fan any day of the week, any time of the day. It's nothing wrong with that. If you can't find Lions fan, we will accept slapping the shit out of the Eagles fan, man. That's always fun. Hey, yeah, my boy done went crazy, slapped himself, man. My boy done went haywire a little bit, man. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna shake back. So speaking of shaking back, man, with Dallas Cowboys will be playing on Saturday against the Detroit Lions. They're a good team. They are a good team, but they are a flawed team. And we're going to just go ahead and get into that. I always like talking numbers with y'all in the liquor store. This is not by the numbers, but we're gonna go into some numbers and we'll talk about it. So boom, because I already got a couple things pulled up for us. So let's go ahead. So one thing I'm going to say, because I already know about Mike McCarthy, and really when you look at the Dallas Cowboys as a whole, we have not really shown the ability to consistently run the football, right? I don't even think that running the football is one of our strong suits. I don't even think that with the way that they've been performing, that should be, a major part of our game plan offensively, right? I would rather throw the ball more often than put the ball into the hands of Tony Pollard and these other running backs that have been underperforming. Like they have not had, great outings at any point so far. So I prefer to throw the ball a little bit more. So main thing that I'm looking at right now is the passing defense, right? The passing defense of the Detroit Lions. And thank God almighty, they are not a great passing defense in the National Football League. Because we're at the bottom of the chart. I got this ordered from best passing defenses to the worst. So we're at the bottom, and you see their names at the bottom. They're not good. They're not a good passing defense. So you look at the Detroit Lions. We're gonna count up. The Buccaneers are the 32nd ranked passing defense. Chargers are 31st. Commanders 30th. Jaguars 29th. 28th. 27th. 26th. 25. So 24. The Detroit Lions are right here. They are the 24th ranked passing defense in the National Football League. They have given up 3,821 yards on the season through the air. So in comparison to some of the other passing defenses that we played, right? We played the Commanders. Dak Prescott was perfect. 4 passing touchdowns, no picks. We played the Eagles. Through 2 games, Dak Prescott had 5 passing touchdowns, no picks, right? We played the Seattle Seahawks, who actually have a slightly better passing defense than the Detroit Lions. Dak Prescott, 3 passing touchdowns, no interceptions against that defense. So when you actually look at it and you compare how Dak Prescott performed against similarly ranked defenses, or at least similarly ranked passing defenses over the course of the season. Dak Prescott has ate these boys alive, right? He's eating these boys alive. The Chargers, right? Not as good of a showing as the other games, but he still had a passing touchdown and no turnovers. So when Dak Prescott has played similar passing defenses, right? You can even go up slightly to the Rams, because the Rams are on here a little bit further up, right? You slide up two more people to the Rams. Dak Prescott, 4 passing touchdowns, only 1 interception. So Dak Prescott has went crazy on these guys at the bottom. You don't have a stellar pass defense, Dak Prescott is going to go crazy on you. So at least on paper, this is a matchup I'm looking forward to. They have not had a lot of luck in stopping anybody through the air. And when you look at touchdowns surrendered, I'm going to go up and I'm going to order it. Right? So these are the passing touchdowns. This is from fewest to the most. There the lines go right there. So the Commanders, Eagles, so 32, 30, 31. So 32, 30, 31, 29, 28, 27, 26. So they're 24th in passing yardage and 25th in passing touchdowns surrendered. So they're at the very bottom in every aspect in regard to passing defense. Just looking at the raw numbers. The raw number says they'll give up passing yardage. They'll give up passing touchdowns. That is really the area that I want to focus on when attacking this defense to start off. Because, like I said, against similar defenses, Dak Prescott, 4 touchdowns, no picks against the Commanders. 5 touchdowns, no turnovers in 2 games against the Eagles. 4 touchdowns, 1 turnover, one interception against the Rams. 1 touchdown, no turnovers against the Chargers. So all these similar defenses that Dak Prescott has played over the course of the season, he's had very good results. Our passing attack as a whole has had very good results. And we also got to remember the most important thing about this matchup. It's not going to happen in Detroit. So whatever issues that we believe that we have on the road, people can, question our ability to be road warriors if they want to. This is going to be a home game. This is going to be a home game on turf in front of your home crowd while Jimmy Johnson is going into the damn Ring of Honor. This stadium is going to have so much juice. These players are going to have so much juice. They're going to be playing so much faster. And one of the most important things, Dak Prescott will be able to manipulate the opposing defense with his cadence. Right? Here we go. Right? We hear it a lot. It got popularized, but people forget, like, he's not just doing that for the hell of it. Like, Dak Prescott uses his cadence to get a bead on the opposing defense, to throw him off with the snap count, to help him with his own audibles. Because Dak Prescott does a whole bunch of stuff. He does a whole bunch of checking at the line of scrimmage. He makes a whole bunch of audibles in and out of plays, and all of that audible communication, is way easier at home when you can quiet your crowd than it is, in front of on the road where it's a raucous crowd and they're not going to let you communicate. And a lot of times you got to go into a silent count. So all these different factors, right? They're not going to be playing a great passing defense. They will be at home. Dak will be able to get in and out of his checks much easier. Like, all these things bode well for the Dallas Cowboys, because their biggest weakness is our strength. But let's continue though, man. So I like that. I do. And listen, their biggest strength, right, defensively, we talk about defense, and we move over here. They're a great run stopping unit. I'm gonna tell you that right now without even pulling up the numbers. But let me just show y'all what I'm talking about. So I got this ordered from the least rushing yards allowed to the most rushing yards allowed. So if you're at the top, like, you're shutting shit down on the ground. And they're the 4th best rushing defense in the National Football League right now. They've only allowed 1,359 yards on the season. They're holding teams to 3.7 yards per carry. You know what I mean? So And that's on 365 attempts over the course of the season. So it's not like teams have not tried to run the football against them. It's just most time teams don't have a lot of success, right? So, and this is just raw numbers, of course. But this is a team that that can stop the run. But the Dallas Cowboys aren't trying to run the damn football no way. I think this would be Mike McCarthy's excuse to air the ball out. Like, I would not be surprised if Dak Prescott went out here and threw the ball 35, 37 times this game, man. Mr. Burns, what's up with you, man? Thank you for tapping in and showing love. Kendrick Thompson, what's up, man? My 870 Connect. How you living, my boy? What's up with you, man? He said Detroit DNs against Steele and Chuma. It's not ideal. Like, nothing is ideal. But one of the things that helped me out, one of the things that don't make me feel as bad about these matchups is because when we are, DC worldwide media, the reason the Dallas Cowboys don't utilize Tony Pollard in the short yardage game the short passing game, I don't know. That is actually a very good question. Because I would prefer Tony Pollard coming out of the backfield and catching passes over Tony Pollard being utilized as a standard running back. Because remember, I'm going to say this every time, as long as y'all listen to me. But, he does have more experience coming out of college playing wide receiver than he did running back. Like, he had more snaps and more catches for touchdowns and things like that than he did actual rushing attempts and things like that. He was more of a do everything kind of player coming out of Memphis. It was really a shock when he declared as a running back, to be honest with you. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, I understand what you're getting at though, my guy, because they got some decent pass rushers over there. The Detroit Lions, they do. Hutchinson, he's a very good pass rusher. He's living up to that high draft pick. He's been very good. He's a young player that's been very good, high motor, high effort. Does a lot of things for them. They want him to fall into a passing lane every blue moon. He can do that. He got a couple batted balls for interceptions. So, like, Hutchinson is a very good young defensive player. But, we don't know the availability of Tyron Smith. Like, there is still a chance that Tyron Smith is able to play this game. If it comes down to Tyron Smith being able to play, I can go out there. I can give support to Terrence Steele in the passing game. I can chip on his side. I can leave a running back in to help in pass pro. So I have schematical options if Tyron Smith is able to take the football field. When it gets hard is when both of your tackle positions are liabilities. Like Terrence Steele, who already was not a great pass blocker, is still, not 1,000% coming back from injury. He's had a very down year up to this point. And then, Chuma Edoga did not have a good showing at all this last game. So, he's a liability as well. So you can't help both of them, when they're both on the field. But if Tyron Smith is available, if he's out there playing football, I don't have to worry about him, right? I can trust Tyron Smith to hold up in pass protection, if he's available to play, and I can give help in the form of a tight end or a running back on Terrence Steele's side. So I have things that I can do if I have Tyron Smith back. Now it becomes a harder obstacle if he does not play. But like I was mentioning earlier on when we first came into the show, at home, Dak Prescott can also mitigate some of that pass rush by messing up on their snap counts. If he can use that cadence, force them to jump off sides, switch up the snap count, get in and out of plays. Like he might see a pressure coming and he can get to a hot throw. Right, he can call up something to beat the blitz at home that he wouldn't be able to get to as easily on the road. Right, like those are the variables in this game that I think still favor the Dallas Cowboys. Just talking from that perspective. Day Walker Vaughn, what's up with you? What up, Henny? We need linebacker Micah this week. Hey man, again, I said it on the last show. I'm gonna say it again. Them folks that try to, you know, throw dirt on them boys' name in the new media that was saying that Michael Parsons would be a valued addition to the linebacking core. They tried to say they didn't know what the hell they were talking about. They tried to undermine them, and the Dallas Cowboys came out there and did exactly that. They lined Michael Parsons up at linebacker on early downs, and his sideline speed jumped off of the damn. They jumped right off of the screen, man. Like, he was very impactful, and I love it. He said, "Is Tyron playing? Should we rest him until the playoffs?" Hell no, because listen. Did you not? I want y'all to understand something. It doesn't matter if we go to the playoffs if Chuma Edoga gets Dak Prescott hurt. If Chuma Edoga let Dak Prescott get injured because he blows an assignment blocking, it doesn't matter if we go to the playoffs. It doesn't matter if we're the 2 seed. It doesn't matter if we're the 5 seed. That shit don't matter, right? If we lose our starting quarterback before the playoffs start, it's over with. Because even like what happened last year, Dak Prescott wasn't gone the entire year, but he was gone 5 weeks. We don't have 5 weeks no more. We don't have 5 weeks no more. If Dak Prescott get an injury that takes 5 weeks to recover from, we're not going to see him again. So I need the best protection. Yeah, I need the best protection for my quarterback. Because if we're gonna shut Tyron Smith down, we gotta shut Dak Prescott down too. I'm sorry. If we're gonna shut Tyron Smith down these last 2 games, I'm shutting Dak Prescott down too. I'm gonna concede the division to the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm gonna get everybody healthy, but I'm not playing Dak Prescott without Tyron Smith again. I wouldn't do that shit. Because Chuma Edoga scares me at this point. It's okay to get beat, to get a hand on somebody and get beat, because they just that much better than you. But what you cannot afford is a free release and path to the quarterback. And listen, this is a year where everybody and their mama has lost their starting quarterback. The Giants lost Daniel Jones. The Jaguars have lost Trevor Lawrence multiple times. He might be done this time. He got hurt again this last game, right? We also saw that the Cincinnati Bengals, lost Joe Burrow, right? We seen all these marquee quarterbacks. The Vikings lost Kirk Cousins. We see all these marquee quarterbacks go down, and how these teams have floundered without them, right? They might have a 1 or 2 week hot streak with a backup quarterback, and then they come back to reality and they realize, like, damn, we really are screwed without our starting quarterback. I don't want to be that team. So I understand wanting to have Tyron Smith completely healthy for the postseason, but there is no postseason without Dak Prescott. Like, I know people love Cooper Rush. I like him too. He's a decent backup. I do not expect to be able to go on the road to Philadelphia or go on the road to the 49ers, or if things bounce our way, to invite the damn Rams or the Seahawks to Dallas, to win a postseason game. Like, these are some damn good teams going forward. Like, these are some damn good teams going forward in the postseason. I don't really know if anybody with a backup quarterback is going to be successful this year. Yeah, Cleveland lost their starter. They lost their backup, and then they had to go out there and get Joe Flacco, who's actually been playing decent football. He has played decent football up to this point, but it's still. And listen, one of the reasons it's not gonna be as big for them is because Deshaun Watson wasn't playing good football any damn way. Let's just be 100. Deshaun Watson probably should have been benched as bad as he's played. Dak Prescott is a quarterback that's leading the league in touchdown passes right now. Matter of fact, let me put that up there for y'all, man, because I do have a couple of slides, right? Because we're talking about playing one of the worst defenses in the National Football League in terms of pass pro. We got just the quarterback to attack that, because according to my boy RJ Ochoa, and according to me as well, because I look at the stats, Dak Prescott after week 13 leads everybody in the National Football League in touchdown passes. The guys in the top 10 are Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, Tua, Russell Wilson, and then Matthew Stafford. So these are the quarterbacks with the most passing touchdowns in the league. And then, Dak Prescott is on top of everybody. So when I'm talking about a team not having a great passing defense, I got the right quarterback to attack them with. I got Dak Prescott. I got CeeDee Lamb, who is second in the National Football League in receiving yardage, right? The only receiver with more yards than him is Tyreek Hill. So CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, you should be able, you should be able to go out there against a subpar passing defense and go crazy, right? Because they may or may not get C.J. Gardner-Johnson back this week. There's a possibility he will help their back end, but one player is not going to be enough. I just seen Dak Prescott, have a pretty solid game against a defense that got Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey, right? They don't really have the corners like that to match up with the Dallas Cowboys weapons. Like I expect for CeeDee Lamb and for Brandon Cooks to be able to get off. Now I'm gonna get caught up in the numbers because listen, at the end of the day, most of what we say about the numbers and the correlation, most of that shit pans out. Right, most of that shit pans out because we're not sitting here talking about a Dallas Cowboy L if we just don't fumble the ball in the red zone. Right, we're not even sitting here talking about an L. So when we talk about numbers, like the Dallas Cowboys, for the most part, did everything that we said they were supposed to do. We said it would be bad business to allow the Dolphins to go out there and play them straight up man to man. Dan Quinn plays on. He slowed them down considerably for what I thought they would do. We don't have no super athletes at our corner position, so he held up decently with that. Dallas Cowboys, like, you were a fumble away from scoring 27 points on the road. You really could have scored about 30. You had a penalty. You had a penalty that took you out of the red zone on a Dak Prescott scramble. You had Chuma blow a protection on a wide open touchdown. That would have been another another score for the Dallas Cowboys. We had to settle for 3 there. We had the fumble in the red zone. So there were like three or four plays, that prevented you from scoring over 30 points this game. Right? So if the Dallas Cowboys fix the mistakes, if they don't turn the football over, if they don't get untimely penalties, like, they have everything in the world, to be able to go out there and compete and win. Because majority of what we talked about number-wise happened the last game. We said they were a high zone percentage team. They played zone the entire game. We said Dak Prescott was good against the zone. He was good in games after a loss. He still had a passer rating of over 100. He had 2 passing touchdowns. He had no turnovers, complete over 60% of his passes. So, like, everything that we said number-wise happened, except for nobody thought that Mike McCarthy was going to have a fullback try to run the football in after not carrying the ball for 10 weeks. Nobody thought that shit. You know what I mean? It'd be little crazy stuff that happened throughout the course of the game. So I get what you're saying, my brother. But for the most part, when you're able to understand numbers and understand numerology, you can find the codes and you can find the trends. And I do that with my everyday life, man. I play the stock market and shit like that. I play the stock market, budget, all that other stuff. So I believe highly in numbers. Hey, helps in sports betting, like shit. Anything that can help me secure a bag, like I be in tune with that. So, but I digress. I digress. So yeah, man. So Dallas Cowboys are gonna play one of the worst passing defenses, one of the better run defenses. We all know Mike McCarthy don't really give a damn about running the football. And really, Tony Pollard and the rest of the running backs ain't showed you anything to get extra carries or to even consider them being a focal point within the offense up to this point. Said Ravens D look great without household names. Oh, they got household names. They got household names. Well, I I'm gonna put it like this. The Ravens have great players. They just don't play for the Cowboys or the Steelers or any of these other marquee franchises. So, like, if you're in tune with football, you know about Roquan Smith, you know about Kyle Hamilton, you know what I'm saying. You know about Humphreys. Like, if you're in tune with football, you know them. You know all them boys are ballers. Like, you know them boys are ballers. You know, it's just like folks that don't really be in tune with football like that, or they just only follow one team. You know, like, but we know, like, they're high value people on that team, man. Like, hell, we wanted Roquan Smith. He said, what they passing defense look like? Horrible. Yeah, man. Their passing defense is horrible. Like I said, they are the 24th passing defense in terms of yardage. I'm gonna pull this back up for you because you might have been late coming in because I think I spent the entirety of this first part talking about how piss poor their passing defense was. So if you missed my early rant about how Dak Prescott feasts on teams like this, they are the 24th ranked passing defense in terms of yardage, and they're 25th in terms of passing touchdowns allowed. So, you know, they're piss poor at the bottom in all those categories. And, you know, when Dak Prescott has played similar teams, right? Teams with similar defensive rankings, he's gone crazy, right? We played the Seahawks. Dak Prescott 3 touchdowns, no picks. We played the Commanders. Dak Prescott 4 touchdowns, no picks. Played the Eagles 5 touchdowns, no picks in 2 games. Chargers 1 touchdown, no picks. Great quarterback rating. Rams 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. Great rating, great completion percentage. So, like, all these similarly ranked defenses that Dak Prescott played before he done destroyed them. So that's one of the reasons why I feel good about this. On top of that, being at the crib. Now let's talk about up front. So, you know, I showed you their defenses. I'll go into more depth. You know, about what they do good. They're a great passing offense, but that don't really scare me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got a great passing attack. We got a great passing defense. If a team is going to want to pat the ball, try to hold up against our front 7 and throw the ball down the field, you know, more power to you. But a team has not beaten us like that, you know, really all year. You know what I'm saying? Like, teams don't really light up the Dallas Cowboys through the air, except for that one anomaly against the Seahawks. I don't know what the hell was going on. I don't know who gave the memo out that day. I don't know what the game plan was that day, but they tweaked out. They definitely tweaked out that game. But outside of that one anomaly, like, we hold up very well against a pass heavy offense. So, matter of fact, just so I can show y'all, because we're going to go to the offensive side of the football real quick. I'm going to pull up their passing statistics, and we'll talk about that real quick. And then I'll talk about how they deal up front with teams. I'll talk to y'all about that. As in, like, protection and pressure rates and shit like that. We'll talk about that too. Oh, I don't think the Lions will sit back and run all night either, right? I think we played 2 better running backs this last game, and we held them in check. Because I know it don't feel like it, but the Dallas Cowboys held the Miami Dolphins to under 100 yards rushing. They held them to like 91 yards, 93 yards, or something like that. So, you know, like, they did not really have a really great running day against us. Said that their quarterback have a lot of picks. Jared Goff got more picks than Dak Prescott. I ain't gonna categorize it as a lot, but he has double-digit interceptions. He has 10 interceptions. You know, Jared Goff's throwing some picks. He's fumbled the football. Like, they do have a tendency to turn the football over from time to time. So here we go. These are the top passing offenses in the National Football League. The Miami Dolphins, the 49ers, the Vikings, the Texans, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, and then the Lions. So the Lions are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They are the 7th ranked passing offense in the National Football League up to this point. So you know they got a bunch of passing yards, 3,984, 27 passing touchdowns on the season, and that puts them tied for the second most. The Cowboys have the most passing touchdowns. The 49ers have the second most. We're both tied at 30. Then the Chiefs, the Vikings, the Lions, and really a whole bunch of other teams are tied for the second most passing touchdowns in the league. So they got the second most passing touchdowns. And then in terms of interceptions, they got some of the fewest, right? They only have 10 interceptions thrown on the season. So they're not bad. Now, can we fluster Jared Goff? Can we make him uncomfortable? He said Gibbs scares me the most. Gibbs hard. You know, Jahmyr Gibbs is hard. You know, I foolishly thought that we could get Jahmyr Gibbs at the back end of the first round this draft, and I was sadly mistaken. That man was off the board well before we drafted. So yeah, that man out there going crazy, playing good football, even though they still got a good 1-2 punch. So you know, but I did want to get Jahmyr Gibbs. But they're not scrubs. There are definitely matchup problems, just like there are with any other team. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown is just like CeeDee Lamb. He's a dynamic, true number one wide receiver that can and will operate outside of the inside of the slot, with causing matchup problems. So he's hard to account for. They got Jameson Williams, 4.3 guy out of Alabama. They got a good collection of tight ends. But man, if I'm not mistaken, man, oh wait, that's for the Vikings. Never mind. Yeah. They got the boy Sam Laporta, the young rookie tight end. So they got good players. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and say that they're scrubs by any stretch of the imagination. They're not scrubs. But at the same token, man, like we have a team that matches up very well against them. We have a team that matches up very well against them, in my humble opinion. Now let's take a look at their rushing offense real quick, and then we'll go from there. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think they got a bunch of rushing touchdowns, but let me see about the yardage. All right, so they're a top 3 rushing attack. So they're third in rushing yards. They've run the ball 446 times. They average 4.7 yards an attempt, and they have 24 rushing touchdowns on the season, which is good for second in the league. So they can run the football as well. They can definitely run the football as well. But the silver lining to that is the Dallas What people do not give the Dallas Cowboys credit for is we just went out there and played the Miami Dolphins, who are one of the better rushing teams in the National Football League. Well, they're the 5th best rushing attack in the National Football League, the Miami Dolphins, right? We held them boys in check. They did not get 100 yards on the ground. So we had a bad showing against the Buffalo Bills. We made an adjustment by letting Michael Parsons play more off-ball linebacker. But we're just gonna see. And the beautiful thing about it, at home the Dallas Cowboys average like 40 points. So it might get to the point where the Dallas Cowboys scored so many points that they take them out of the running game. Like we played good running attacks, and we jumped up to such a big lead they weren't able to stick with the run. right? They weren't able to stick to the run because they got obliterated out the gate. So the Dallas Cowboys can hold up against the run early. If they can hold up against the run early, they won't have to defend the run late, right? Because if you can get a lead, you can score points. You can go out there and have a traditional Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott at home, what, like 4 touchdowns? 4 touchdowns a pick, 4 touchdowns, no turnovers. You know, like that's usually the kind of game you get from Dak Prescott at the house. You usually get about 4 touchdowns. You usually get about 35 points from the offense, maybe a pick six for the run blend. You know, like we come out here punching, you know, and this stuff becomes a mute point. Like the stuff that we talked about, we're concerned about, you know, before, you know, that's neither here nor there. Like this is an entirely different team at the house than it is on the road. Cause think about it. We played the Eagles at home. We shut them down in everything. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't do anything. We shut the Eagles down at the crib. You know, we played some decent rushing attacks, you know, at the house. The Rams are a top 10 rushing team, and we got out to such a big lead. You know, when we played them, they weren't able to stick to the run. So it's not like we have not, you know, played good rushing attacks at the house. It's just at the house, the Dallas Cowboys score so many points that you cannot, you know, play 2 clouds, you know, 2 yards in a cloud of dust football. Yeah, I definitely agree. In my opinion, the Dallas Cowboys should get the football first. They should have their best scripted plays written up. And honestly, they will probably walk down, score a touchdown, and not look back. If I'm being honest with you about how this gonna play out, if the Dallas Cowboys can punch the Detroit Lions in the mouth first, they're coming off of a short week, but they're traveling because they went back to Detroit. They're getting prepared. Right, they get punched in the mouth, come out. I don't know how well they'll adjust to that. I don't know how well they can take getting punched in the mouth and dealing with that, man. And listen, like I said, short week. They just won their division for the first time in 30 years. It was a real emotional game. They went out there and played. You know, I'm not sure about the health of all their players. I don't know who will be available for them or anything along those lines. So it'll be very interesting. It'll be very interesting. But you know, I think if we come out here, we punch this team in the mouth first, then you know it'll go downhill from there. Because they don't really need this game, right? They don't really need this game. Eternal Dynasty, yeah, man. He said, my boy said he's taking the family to the game, so we know they gonna win. They gotta have faith. That's what I was saying. They are in a clinched state division. They coming off of a short week. Can they? I don't think that they can. Let me go take a look at the tiebreakers and stuff. Cause they would need the 49ers to lose another game. So let's see. Detroit Lions. Yeah, they would need the 49ers to lose another game in order to get the 1 seed. So we'll see what happens. They may not need the game. I mean, they might be trying to get the 1 seed or whatnot, but in the grand scheme of things, they probably are not going to catch the 49ers. They need the 49ers to lose. 49ers going to be favored in every other matchup that they have. So that's a tall task. And like I said, especially on the flip side, that it's a short week. They're traveling. Like I said, they just came off of a very emotional. You know, they came off of a very emotional victory. So they're due for a damn letdown, man. They are due for a letdown game. Man, we say that about everybody. Dan Campbell was supposed to have them boys motivated against the Bears. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm gonna give them flowers, but I'm not gonna cower in fear. Like I ain't seen this same team get their ass toe up, by lesser competition. So this is a team that does not have a mobile quarterback. This is a team that struggles in passing defense. They got some good strong qualities, but man, this is a team that we match up well against. I'm not scared of anybody at the crib. I ain't gonna hold you. We ain't lost a game at the crib and going on 2 years, man. We ain't lost a game since last year at the house. Dallas Cowboys have won 16 straight games. We done won a season worth of games at the crib since the last time we lost. So I feel y'all. I dig it. But we done played better teams at the crib. The Philadelphia Eagles are still a better team than the Detroit Lions. And when they brought their ass down here to Dallas, we beat the dog shit out of them. Hey, I don't want to hear that shit. We ain't lost. Hey, he said we also didn't lose back-to-back game. We weren't supposed to lose that game, Trey. We weren't supposed to lose that goddamn game. What we talking about the blah blah blah? Hell, we fumbled the damn game away. We still didn't get beat by a team. We beat our damn selves fumbling the damn ball in the red zone. So I don't want to hear none of that shit. Like everything we said still came to fruition. It's not my fault that Mike McCarthy put in a damn fullback to try to carry the ball over the end zone. It is what it is. And yes, the Eternal Dynasty, DQ better blitz golf. We don't have to play them the same way. We don't have to play them the same way that we played the Miami Dolphins, because they don't have that game breaking speed at every position. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown is good, but we can hold him in check. Right? They got one guy that's a real speed demon. I'm talking about wide receivers, of course. They got one wide receiver that's a real speed demon in Jameson Williams, but you don't have to play them the same way. You don't have to play them the same way. I mean, I'm not depending on them just being at home. I'm not depending on just being at home as the reason we're going to win. We're just a much better team at home than we are on the road. Right? Just like the same way. Those road splits still held up too while we talking about splits. We usually average about 20 points on the road. We went out there, bitch, to score 20 points. Should have scored 27, but we ended up with the same 20 damn points we always have. So, like those home and away splits, they still hold about true. He said Gibbs reminds me of Cooks. Gibbs hard. Jahmyr Gibbs is hard. It said it's completely impossible that the 49ers. Well, this is the thing about the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles don't have to lose out. The Eagles only have to lose one more game, and we win one of our games. Because the two games that the Eagles have are both get the NFC. So if we win our final two games and they lose one of their final two games, the Dallas Cowboys will have either the NFC tiebreaker, the conference tiebreaker, or the division tiebreaker. And that will supersede any of the other tiebreakers that we have. So if the Eagles lose one more game and the Dallas Cowboys win out, then we win the division. Yeah, we have to beat the Pigs, and Philly needs to lose one game in order to win the division. So we need to win our last two, and they need to drop one of their last two. Which is, we just seen them play. Like it's not like the Eagles are playing top-notch football. They damn near lost to the New York Giants. They were in a dogfight at the crib against the New York Giants, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they're playing next level football or anything like that. Them losing another game is very, very probable. Them losing another game is very probable. Now, as for the 49ers, their schedule is real light work. They can. Let's see. What if a tie happened? Oh, we have to a tie between these games this week, San Francisco. I'm not really sure about a tie. I know that the Eagles clinch if we lose or tie. So if we tie, it helps us. If the Eagles tie, it helps us as well. We need them to lose. So a tie does not help the Dallas Cowboys, actually. To just go into detail. I don't know how it affects everybody else, but in terms of us winning our division, like it does not help us. Yeah, 49ers play the Rams and the Commanders. I highly doubt that they lose either one of those games. Now, and listen, I'm not saying that the Rams are pushovers. I think they'll be a very, very, very good team. You know what I'm saying? I think they're a very good playoff team. I think if you sent this Rams team to Philadelphia, they probably come out there bitch with a dub if they end up playing them in the first matchup. But I don't know. Because I don't know like what's going to happen. Yeah, but I don't know if the Rams are going to need the game. Like the Rams might be able to clinch the sixth seed without even playing them at the end of the season. So they might not even play their players. Matthew Stafford, they're 40 years old. They might, if they get locked into the sixth seed before they play the 49ers, they might give their players a built-in bye week and just go into the playoffs. You know what I mean? Because if they lock up the sixth seed before the final week of the season, they got an older team. Cooper Kupp is a little bit up in age. Matthew Stafford is a little bit up in age. Aaron Donald is a little bit up in age. They might give them boys a week off, right? Because if you beat the 49ers, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? If you can't improve your playoff position, so they might just pack it in. Oh, and the Cardinals beating the Eagles is very possible. It's very possible. Well, Rodney, that's the issue. We can't have a built-in bye because if we still want to win, if we still want to try and win a division, we got to win our final two. So the only way that we can have a built-in bye is if we concede the division to the Philadelphia Eagles, because we have to win out and the Eagles need to lose one. So let's say that we can't have a built-in bye if we're going to play for the division. Now, if we're just going to concede the division to the Eagles, then cool. I'm fine with that. But if you're still trying to play for the 2 seed, then you need to win both and just hope you get help. Hoodlum, what's up with you, man? Said main thing for us get 77 and 95 back healthy. We can't advance without either. I agree. Well, Trey Fargo, you remember the last time they changed the schedule so that nobody could sit anybody out. Remember last year they changed the schedule to where the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles played at the same time, right? Because we still could have played for the division last year. So they changed the schedule so that we both played at the same time. So neither us or the Eagles could sit anybody out. Because if we played first and lost, the Eagles knew they didn't have to play their players. But because if they lost and we won, we would have won the division. They made us play at the same time so that nobody could get an advantage either way or the other. So they smart with that. They smart with the schedule. They'll change the shit around first before they let us sit people out. Rodney said that should never go well for us. I guess it's kind of fair. They do us any kind of way, but I guess it's kind of fair though. But let's go ahead and talk about some pressures and stuff real quick, man. Because I done left this up entirely too long for my own liking. Y'all excuse me. So let me go ahead and screen share this next one. And hey, y'all know what to do, man. On the way into the liquor store, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit the share button. They said that's why I love this game. Fuck the Eagles, man. Fuck the Eagles. What's up with you, Cowboy Thanos? We gonna snap the boys out of existence, my boy. We gonna snap the boys out of existence. So let's see. So here it goes. Advanced passing stats. All right, here we go. So let's start with pressures. Pressure. All right. So as it stands right now, Jared Goff is the 6th most pressured quarterback in the National Football League. He's been pressured 118 times on the season. Right? So say it with me now. He is the 6th most pressured quarterback in the National Football League. So did you see the refs throw a bogus flag that stopped the clock for the E-Girls? Only had 4 seconds left to kick a field. Oh yeah, man. I ain't tripping. They do stupid shit for the Eagles all the time, man. Yeah, and listen, them going to New York to end the season is perfect for me. Because New York damn near won the game at the crib. All right, so let's take a look at the hits on this boy. So quarterback, okay. So this is one thing about Jared Goff that I will say. He doesn't take a bunch of sacks, right? His sack numbers aren't high, but he has been pressured a lot, and he is the quarterback that has been hit the most. So Jared Goff has suffered 58 quarterback hits. That's the most in the National Football League. He's been pressured 118 times. That's the 6th most in the National Football League. Pressure rate. Let's take a look at the pressure rate. 14th. So that's not as bad. That's not as bad when you compare it to everything else. So he's been hit 58 times. He's been pressured 118 times. So he's a quarterback. One thing I will say, he gets rid of the ball in a decent amount of time. That 2.2 time in between throws is 6th in the league. So the ball is coming out at a relatively fast amount of time, around the same as a Geno Smith and a Joe Burrow. But like you said, he's not going to scramble. He only has 7 scrambles on the season. He only averages about 4 yards per scramble, so it's not like on a 3rd and long he's on a break and get out of there and make something happen. He's 20th in sacks, so his 28 sacks that he suffered is only 20th in the National Football League. So there's a bunch of other guys that have been sacked way more than him, including Dak Prescott. Like, Dak Prescott has been sacked 36 times. That's actually the 5th most in the National Football League. And, I'm not going to say too much about that, but we all know that there's a guy on your right side that has given up like 6 or 7 sacks. I mean, Tua was getting that bitch out, dog. Tua was not playing. Tua was not trying to hold on to that ball a second longer. Yeah, interior pressure is always best for any quarterback, especially quarterbacks that have really no elusiveness. Because there really nowhere you can go when the rusher is in your face. You can either go down or you can go backwards. You get it off of one side or the other, you can just go in the opposite direction, or you can step up within the pocket. But when you're getting pressure right directly into your face, like, there's really nothing you can do with that. Really nothing you can do with that at all, man. What's up, Draft Guru? David tapping in and showing love to the channel, my brother. I appreciate you for rocking with us. So yeah, man, like if you look at it, like, he doesn't take a bunch of sacks, but you can pressure him, you can hit him, you can rattle him. If you look at his scramble percentage, he does not get out the pocket all too well. If you take a look at the play type, all right, so let's take a look at the play type. So play action pass attempts. Let's take a look. Play action pass attempts. Jared Goff is the quarterback that runs the most play action in the National Football League. So Tua is second with a 119. Jared Goff is first with 122 passing attempts coming off of play action. And then he has another additional 15 passing attempts coming off of the RPO, the run pass option, if you didn't know what the syllable stood for. So they use a bunch of fakes, man. Hey, it's all good, landlord. I appreciate you tapping in with me, my guy. Hey, y'all take the time to make sure y'all go out there and show my boy landlord some love, man. Make sure y'all go and like his page, go subscribe to his page, go watch the individual content. You know, he said, do they run a lot of motion? This doesn't actually show that right here. I believe that they are a high motion team, but I got to actually do a little leg work real quick. So give me 2 seconds. I'll see if I can find it. Let me see. Once I figure it out, I'll let you know, because I don't really have an archive that has that set up for me. I be looking for it, but I can never find it. And if y'all do know where y'all can find motion usage stats and shit like that, let me know. I'm always willing to add more sites and places into my utility belt, because I be looking for stats far and wide. So if y'all be having spots where y'all can find these different metrics, y'all let me know. I damn sure you're gonna lose. It said they are top 5 in motion. Rodney Stanley, where you find that metric at? Let me know so I can also find it. Said landlord is the Jeezy of all content creators, standing ovation. Hey, hey, I be mailing that man. I told him he emerged from the crack smoke. Man, but yeah. But in terms of pressure, you can get pressure on Jared Goff. Now, you don't always get him to the ground, but you definitely can get pressure on him. Who, Jared Goff? Hell yeah. We've been successful against Jared Goff. If I'm not mistaken, the Dallas Cowboys have won 3 of the last 4 games against Jared Goff. We won 3 of the last 4 games against Jared Goff that we played. So I think we had pretty decent success, man. I think we done had some pretty decent success. Yeah, that play when they had Tyreek Hill in motion, then he came back for the screen. Ah, man, that hurt right there. And really though, hey, that was a passing play. That was a passing play they utilized to get that to happen. But yeah, so this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to some of the metrics. I'm gonna do some more research and bring y'all some more numbers tomorrow. So tomorrow around this same time, we'll be doing Cowboys versus Lions by the numbers. Y'all know what the graphic looks like. Hopefully, I'll have the motion numbers for you. I'll have some how they compare against league averages and shit like that. I should have everything else for you by the time I see y'all again. I just wanted to show y'all what how everything was coming together so far in terms of gathering data on this team. And just at face value, man, I like the matchup. It's a quarterback that we've had success against. It's a team that we've had success against. So we beat this team last year. I know they're a better team this year, but we beat this team last year. So I feel good about it. And like my boy Joe mentioned, Mike McCarthy is 18-7 against the Detroit Lions in his career. He's played, so I trust us. I trust us in this matchup. Dak Prescott also has the most wins against the Lions than any other non NFC East team. So of course he got like 10, like all these wins against the NFC East, and then the next team that he had the most wins against is the Detroit Lions. Dak Prescott, and this is straight from John Machota. Dak Prescott is 4-0. He's 80 of 118 passing, a 67.8% completion percentage, 280 passing yards per game, 9 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, and a 123 passer rating when he plays the Detroit Lions. So Dak Prescott is the Lion Killer. Dak Prescott is the Lion Killer. Undefeated in 4 games, finna be 5. Never thrown an interception. Knock on wood. So yeah, so Dak Prescott destroys the Detroit Lions usually when he plays them. But yeah, man, I'm finna go ahead and jump off here. We've been on here for an hour. Me and Landlord went live and did a 3-hour show earlier. So if y'all need some more Dallas Cowboy content, make sure that y'all give that a rewatch. If you didn't see this entire show, make sure y'all rewatch it. You might find you some interesting tidbits that we missed to start the show. So, I appreciate all y'all for the time and the love and the support, man. This is the only way out the door. Please continue to hit that like button. Please continue to hit that share button. Please continue to slap the dog shit about them Lions fans, man. Hit the Cash App with a super chat if you want to help keep the lights on. And the most important thing, man, be safe. Make sure that y'all pull back up on me, man, the next time for all your liquor store needs, man. It's your boy, Henny the Moore.